I have been having an internal struggle since I got this car. I got a Henry Ford Angel on this shoulder telling me I need to keep it all like it is, like it came. It's a pristine little Model A, fires up, it runs and drives. It's got a B model engine in it, which is not stock, but it's pretty close to stock. Or do I listen to this devil I'm having a race with on my other shoulder that I just can't keep up with it if I keep this motor in it? I've been thinking about this actually since before I got this car, because when I knew I was getting this car, my dream has always been a highboy hot rod. No fenders, maybe no hood, I don't know. I might keep the hood, but I think I'm gonna have to make this car how I want it, to be able to drive it and enjoy it like I want to enjoy it. I know that's going to make some people mad in the traditional stock Model A clubs and all that, but for me to be able to enjoy this, I'm going to have to make it my own car. Now, what I'm not going to do is chop it up or anything like that. I'm not going to chop the top on it. I'm not going to channel it. I'm not going to, you know, do things that probably couldn't be, just put right back on it to make it a stock car if you really wanted to. I'm just going to mildly hot rod it in a traditional sense. I thought the period in history from right after the World War II all the way up into the, when Vietnam was getting heated up in the mid-60s would have been the ideal time as a hot rodder to grow up in. All those advancements in engine technology and horsepower and everything, the races that was going on. I think, as a hot rod minded person, I think that would have been my favorite time to live. And since I didn't get to, I kind of have a perfect example and a perfect opportunity to kind of relive that kind of time right now with this little time capsule I got. This car is pretty much a stock car, and I can hot rod it just like somebody would have in the 1950s or early 60s. I've got a couple of overhead valve Cadillac mills, one of which is going to end up in it. And I want to do it like a traditional, straight in that time period style of car. So I'm going to need some help because there's not a lot of people around that are left who put a Cadillac mill in a Model A. So if you or your grandparents or maybe your dad or somebody put one in back in the day, pick their brain for me. If you ever heard them talk about it, A model with a Cadillac mill. What'd they do? What'd they do with the steering box? Did they use a stock steering box? What else did they have to modify? What's the best way to mount them without having to cut the firewall? That would be helpful. If you can help me in that sense, that'd be great. I'll probably end up putting a dropped axle in the front of it, or dropping the axle and other modifications, but I'm going to keep it all looking like I could have cruised around in the 60s, and it'd have been right for that period. The next time you see this thing, it probably won't have any fenders on it. So, thanks to all those who've helped me along the way to get this thing home and all. I probably wouldn't have got it. I want to mention, I probably wouldn't have got it home if I hadn't have watched a Vice Grip Garage video of Derek driving a Model A 700 miles home, because in that video he also mentioned Paul Shin, that you can find on YouTube, and I highly recommend his channel if you like A models and you like stock A models and you want to keep your stock A model driving and running and everything else. I highly recommend Paul Shin. He's been a great help, and he's went back and forth with me on YouTube about some of the things I need to do to this car to get it running, keep it running and all that. But I think I'm a little beyond that at this point. I think I want to move forward with just making it a hot rod. I'm not going to jerk the motor out of it and all that stuff until I get all my parts and stuff together for my Cadillac mule and everything else. Until I have everything ready to sit into this car, I'm not going to pull this engine out. So I'm going to drive it like it is with a little banger, as a banger hot rod, and you'll get to see that progress as well. But check Paul Shin out if you're an A model person who likes stock A models. He's got some beautiful examples of A models, and he will help you keep them running. And if you're considering an A model and want to keep one stock, you can drive them. They're just a little slow. The little motors are good. They're dependable, they're reliable. If you keep them maintained, you shouldn't have any problems out of them. If that's your thing, I highly recommend that. And I do respect those people who do want to keep them stock and original. I get it. There has to be some that are stock and original. But my calling is for hot rods. So I grew up in a hot rod shop. My Uncle Billy ran. My papa built hot rods. Been around hot rods since as long as I can remember, and that's my deal. So I hope y'all will follow us on this journey. If there's any vendors out there who make Model A parts, stuff, anything, that want to sponsor this build, got a hillbilly band. We tour all over the world, but I'm going to drive this car all over America playing shows. Probably going to be ready for Sturgis this year, which will be my 16th Sturgis rally, and we'll be playing a full week up there. So maybe you can see this thing in Sturgis, and we'll do if we can get it built by then, let's do it. So if there's any vendors that want to get on as a sponsor for this build, holler at me. I could use help. We're all independent. We run outlaw country music, hillbilly music, rockabilly, and run a little hot rod shop on the side. So anything you got you could help us with that you would like for us to spotlight, get in touch. And I guess with that, all that's left is the crying, huh? See you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like it. If you like hot rods or hillbilly music, subscribe to my channel. Go check out the rest of my videos. I have other social media accounts as well. You can find me pretty much all over the internet. My name is Cecil Allen Moore. We appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.